Hello and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video is alleged and in my very own opinion, used for entertainment and comedic purposes. Today I will be doing a recap of King's Court Season 1, Episode 9, Rumor Has It. Now let's get into it. So, I am going to start off by saying I have to admit that I am really enjoying watching my man, Felicia in her feelings because Jennifer is moving in on her man. So let's just start there. Now, what did you guys think about Carlos showing Janae the text messages that he was receiving from females that he said was interested in him? Now, I'm going to say this. Sometimes it's hard to know exactly what people are thinking, but for me, I feel like Carlos is doing that to continue to keep Janae on her toes. Because remember, he has made Janae his girlfriend. So they are now a couple. So now Janae doesn't have to worry about any other ladies pushing up on him while they're in the house because they are exclusive now. So I believe now that they're exclusive, he still wants to keep Janae on her toes. So now he's starting to show her text messages of ladies that are, that ladies are sending him who are said to be interested in him. So we'll just have to see. Carlos, I'm watching you because you seem to play a lot of games, but we'll see. You have been known to be a cheater. So, in my honest opinion, I still feel like Janae has to be worried. And she pretty much says that, she still feels like, that she has to keep her guards up. Just saying. So, I'm going to say this about Tyson. Tyson feels very strongly about the women that he's in a relationship with being confident and not being jealous of him being an actor slash model and having, interactions with beautiful models and intimate scenes with other beautiful women. So that's one of the things that is very important to Tyson is that you need to be very comfortable and secure because what he does for a living, he's always around beautiful women. So you're just going to have to get used to that in so many words. But my gut tells me that he used Felicia since she led with the physical attraction and just the overwhelming affection to Tyson, and I feel like he used her to see which of these women would crack under pressure. I honestly don't think that he ever had any intentions on making Felicia his number one. And we'll get into that a little bit more later. So when Allison called Tyson out about the comments she overheard Tyson make when he was talking to Carlos and Thaddeus about a woman that he looked forward to seeing at the gym. Tyson tried to turn it around on Allison and say that he wished that she would have addressed it then when she heard it. He took no accountability. Now, in Tyson fashion, he's going to punish Allison for those statements because Tyson claims that he was disappointed in Allison for throwing his integrity under the bus in front of the Peets, Holly and her husband. Okay. So he was more concerned about the way he came off to the Peets instead of Allison feeling like he's just basically playing in her and the other lady's face. He was more about saving face. But in my opinion, Tyson doesn't like to be called out. So he then pulled Felicia and Jennifer to the side to tell them what happened and told them at the rate that he's going, he needs to go home by himself, trying to just, like I said, save face because he has been playing in everybody's face up until this point, in my opinion. Like, I don't feel like Tyson took this whole process seriously. It was almost like he just came on this show so that he could be the player that he truly is. So, and that's just my opinion. So after Thaddeus had his meeting with Kalia, felt like he lied because he talked about how, you know, they can have these open conversations, you know, and he also talked about the fact that she's still not bringing her true self to the table. And the reason why I feel like he was lying, because remember when they had the conversation when she would not allow him to talk and she kept butting in when he was trying to express himself to the point where he just stopped talking and he basically told her that, we'll continue this conversation tomorrow or the next day. And he pretty much ghosted Kalia for the next day or two. So I'm not buying it, what he said about Kalia. But then he turned around and said that because of what she said, during their sit down with the Peeps, that he likes her even more. So at this point, honestly, I think that Thaddeus has played so just he's put so much focus in making sure that these ladies know how to stay in their place that he really has not taken the time to get to know these women. And I think at this point he's just confused. Like he doesn't really know which one of these ladies that he might ultimately pick. And I wouldn't be surprised if Thaddeus didn't go and didn't choose any one of these ladies and he went home alone so that he can still pursue both Kalia and Ariel, in my opinion. I would like to see him with Ariel, but the only reason why I have reservations is because Thaddeus has a very, very busy life. Um, and I just don't know if he can be present for her and her son. So those are the only reservations that I have. But hopefully him and Ariel end up together. So when Tyson had his meeting with the Peeps with Jennifer, Tyson said that Jennifer was his Zen. And once Tyson said that, that was all I needed to hear to know that more than likely, if Tyson goes home with anyone, it will be Jennifer. And I ain't mad at that. Okay. I'm not mad at that. I have expressed how much I like Jennifer. And I honestly would like to see her with Tyson. Okay. He also said that he didn't have any red flags with Jennifer. He said, Jennifer takes me for who I am, and that makes me feel safe. Okay. He feels like Felicia is putting pressure on him and pushing him away. So now he's starting to express the red flags that he sees in Felicia. And in my opinion, hey, Simone Wealthy, thank you so much for being here. And in my opinion, Tyson Bedford, you are the walking red flag, okay? And I feel like any woman that decides to be with Tyson, they better get used to just being quiet and staying in their place because, like I said earlier, Tyson does not like to be called out. So Tyson pulled Allison to the side and basically told her that she is not his queen. And, they expressed the niceties or whatever the case may be. And I felt like Allison handled herself like a true queen. And she is right. Tyson does not like to be called out. And Simone says, I agree. Tyson is the red flag. Absolutely. So I kind of like the way that happened. I like the way that that went down between Tyson and Allison because he wasn't able to, you know, basically eliminate her at the elimination. Now, I don't know if she's still going to be a part of the elimination. It sounds more like to me that she can just go ahead and go home because she knows and he has confirmed that she's not his queen. So there's no reason for her to continue to be in the house. And my whole thing is I feel like Allison did the right thing by outing Tyson instead of going to the elimination dinner, being humiliated. She went ahead and expressed herself to let Tyson know that she doesn't feel like he's there to find love. Because if he was there to find love, he had a list of ladies right there in the house. Why was he flirting with ladies at the gym? Like Tyson was not taking this whole process serious. And I'm glad Allison was bold enough to call his ass out, okay? Because nobody else would do it. So she was able to, you know, carry herself with class and out Tyson and leave the show with her integrity. So I love that for her. So I also want to say this about Tyson. But before I do, let me say this. After torturing Felicia by showing Jennifer tons of affection, ultimately he asked Jennifer to go out on the romantic date with him on the next day. Now, this is what I will say about Tyson. Honestly, I don't think Tyson had any intentions on, being with Felicia. And I'm just going to reiterate that. I researched Tyson Bedford and his dating history. Okay. So I really couldn't find any black women that Tyson Bedford has been attached to. And Simone Wealthy said, yes, I'm glad she did too. She is a grown woman being real. Exactly. And not allowing this player to play in her face. So Tyson's one of Tyson's exes is Shanina Shaik, I believe it's pronounced, and she's a Victoria's Secrets model. Okay. And the way that Tyson, let me say this, the things that Tyson said about this woman, like he made her, like he really said some very embarrassing things about Shania because he felt like, people were coming to him saying that Shanina could do better than him. And basically, he said that he made her who she is. Like, he taught her how to work out, tone up her body, to get her teeth whitened, just all of these things. And Simone says, you hit it on the head. All his exes look a certain way. Exactly, Simone Wealthy. And the mother of his grown son, Jordan Beckford, who is 21 years old, he's also a model and a musician. His mom is Panamanian. Okay. So I'm not saying that this man never dated any black women, but like Simone Wealthy said, all of his exes look a certain way. They look like, what was their name? Sarah. I think that's how he pronounces her name. I don't know if it's Sarah or Sarah, but I think Tyson calls her Sarah, so maybe that's her name. If you look at her, if you look at Jennifer, if you look at Allison, because for some reason he kept Allison around, you know. So Tyson definitely has a type, and it's not a Felicia, if I'm being honest, in my opinion. So, you know, unfortunately, Felicia is going to leave this show, in my opinion, feeling very slighted and very embarrassed because I truly believe that Tyson had no intentions on being with her. And again, I feel like he used Felicia to see which one of the ladies would break under the pressure of all of the affection that Felicia was showing him. Okay. And the reason why I feel like he felt so strongly about Sarah is because she was playing the game. If she was jealous of Felicia, she really wasn't showing it. And honestly, if Jennifer hadn't showed up, I believe Sarah would have been Tyson's pick because when he found out that she, had dated R. Kelly, he really felt some type of way. Like he said that he felt like he had been kicked in the balls by a bull. Like that's a very strong statement. So that really showed how he felt about Sarah. And I believe at the end of the day, she would have been the one that he chose if Jennifer hadn't showed up because for some reason, that's his type. Okay. And to be honest, I really don't know why he kept Allison around. I mean, I get it. He said that he was attracted, to her intelligence. But me knowing or just getting to know Tyson from being on this show, Tyson really does love physical beauty and not saying that Allison isn't beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful, but they did not have any chemistry and the physical attraction was just not there. So I really don't understand why he kept her around so long. And I don't know if we're ever going to get the answer to that question, but he kept her around for some reason. I'm just not sure what it is. Maybe it's the fact that one of his good friends knows Allison, and maybe he didn't want to disappoint his good friend by eliminating Allison early on in the game. But after she called him out, that was all he needed to get rid of her right away. And not only that, it's the end of the show. There's only one more episode. So, you know, it's that time, And Simone said, this is a job and a check for Tyson. He ain't looking for love. I don't think he's looking for love either. He's basically looking for somebody to just be his companion. He said that his ideal person will work remotely and I'm not quite sure. I do know that Jennifer is an architect, so she could potentially be working remotely. And he said that he wants somebody that he can travel with, almost like a buddy or a friend, and probably somebody that he can be romantic with and have intimate relations. But as far as marrying somebody and being in a serious relationship, I still don't believe Tyson is ready for that. And some people, I mean, they're just not marriage material and they don't, they don't feel like it's necessary to have the paperwork. Like, I believe that Tyson doesn't think that there's anything to gain from being a married man. And Simone says Tyson was furious with Allison. He wants a lapdog who has no opinions. Exactly. And if I'm being honest, men that choose or they choose to date women with a certain look, and I'm gonna use Simone's words because that's a good way to put it. Usually they like that type of woman because they're not going to give them any pushback. Okay. And it has been said that black women, a lot of black women, some, not all, are alpha females and they speak their mind. And some men don't want that type of woman. So I think that's why they choose that certain type because they don't want anybody giving them any pushback. And the fact that Tyson had all of these women in the house that he could have taken the time to get to know, the fact that he was going to the gym every day, flirting with the women at the gym, that says a lot. Like, he's just a player, okay? He's a player. And like I said, Tyson Bedford is a walking red flag. And Simone says, I agree with you. He's not marriage material until he gets old and needs a caregiver. That part, Simone, that's usually when those players want to settle down, when their health start declining. So now they need somebody by their side to take care of them. Because keep in mind, men usually get sick before women do. Okay, so we usually end up being their caregivers. Okay, see it happen all the time in my everyday life. Like, I'm one of those, women to tell these guys who I know who are known to be players, like, you're crazy. Like, you need to go ahead and marry that woman. Your ass is getting old. And who do you think is going to take care of you when you get old? This woman has stood by your side and you still refuse to marry her, even though she's been there. Like, I'm that person to call out these players when they're like Tyson and just don't want to settle down. And Simone also said, player from the Himalayas. That's exactly what Tyson is. And I'm not mad at him, okay? Because at the end of the day, he's pretty open and honest about what he wants. Even though, he's not being totally direct, because he said that he is ready to find his queen because he was asked the question. And I feel like the Pete's see right through Tyson and they also know that he's still playing the field, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when people show you who they are, believe them. And Tyson is showing these women exactly who he is. So if they choose not to see the red flags, that's on them. That's not on Tyson. At some point, you have to take accountability for your actions. And I believe that, these ladies aren't doing that. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm back. Sorry about that. Somebody was at the door. And Simone also said, yes, Holly is clocking him. She is. Holly and Pete. Pete called him out too, because I think both of them know that he's not taking this whole process serious. And I think honestly, Holly was a little appalled at Tyson flirting with women at the gym. So yes, and that's disrespectful to the show, as if you didn't have a whole sign-in sheet. Like, that is so ridiculous. But however, not to bash Tyson too much, because again, Tyson has been showing these women exactly who he is. Now, when it comes to Thaddeus, I still believe Thaddeus is confused whether he wants to be with Ariel or Kalia. So yes, Thaddeus is still confused. And Simone said she was. Holly had a look of disgust, and her hubby sees through him too. Exactly. Like, don't come on our show and be playing and be all at the gym, flirting with more women. So, like I said, I would not be surprised if he truly did not go home with any woman. And if he does go home, I think he's going home with Jennifer. And to be honest, even though Jennifer comes off as very quiet, very timid, I think Jennifer knows how to play the game. Because one thing about Jennifer, she's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's an architect, remember? She's playful. I think she has everything it takes to put Tyson in his place because she's been known and she said it to date bad boys, but I believe she's learned from her mistakes. And if Tyson does end up picking her, and if he starts to display these same, player attitude that he's been doing on this show, I think she'll leave him alone and she'll find a real man. So that's another reason why I want Tyson to choose her because I think she'll be able to put Tyson in his place. And I think that Tyson is going to truly fall in love with Jennifer. And Jennifer will be the one that will break his heart, in my opinion. So, okay, so I talked about Tyson, I talked about Thaddeus and Carlos. Carlos, to me, you're also a walking red flag. I don't trust you either, but we'll just have to see. So, guys, that is going to be the end of my recap for this week's episode. Loved it, loved it, loved it, and cannot wait to see the final episode to see which one of these ladies is going to be crowned the queen of these three men. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Who is it going to be for Tyson? Who is it going to be for Thaddeus? And who is it going to be for Carlos? Okay. So, guys, if you did not like the video on your way in, please like the video on your way out. And if you just happen to be catching the replay, drop down in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop down in the comments so that we can keep this conversation going. And Simone Wealthy says, have a great day, everyone, and bye for now.